You know, when I first heard that 85% of people don't make it past 82, it honestly shook me a little. I started thinking about all the little things we do every day without realizing how much they add up over time. And the truth is, it's not really about age, it's about habits. So let's sit down together today, and I'll walk you through 6 things I've seen steal good years from good people and how you can avoid them. Let me start with something that sneaks up on a lot of folks. I call it the quiet trap: spending. Hours sitting still without even noticing. Maybe you're reading, watching TV, or just relaxing in your favorite chair. Sounds harmless, right? But when we sit too long, especially as we get older, our circulation slows down, our joints stiffen, and our muscles lose strength. You might not feel it right away, but over time, this stillness starts to steal your energy, your balance, and even your heart health. And here's the thing, you don't have to be bedridden for this to happen. Even people who feel pretty active fall into this without realizing how much time passes without moving. I remember my client George, a sweet 74-year-old from Ohio. After retiring from his job at the post office, he joked that he was finally living the dream, watching old westerns all day in his recliner. But after a few months, he started noticing swelling in his legs and pain in his lower back. He brushed it off as just getting older. But when he landed in the ER with a blood clot in his leg, he realized something had to change. We worked together on simple ways to bring movement back into his day without overwhelming him. It didn't mean joining a gym or running marathons. It meant finding ways to keep his body gently moving, a little at a time, every day. One of the easiest things you can do is set a gentle reminder, maybe on your phone, your watch, or even a sticky note by your chair. Every hour or so, just stand up, stretch your arms, take a slow walk to the kitchen or around the living room. You'd be surprised how much that little habit helps keep your body awake and your blood flowing. You don't need to overhaul your life or push yourself too hard. Even small steps count when you take them often. Your body was made to move, and every little movement is a quiet way of telling yourself, I'm still here and I'm still living. Another one that often hides in plain sight is the slow drift into loneliness. It doesn't happen all at once. It starts small. Maybe you stop getting as many phone calls, or the people you used to see every week get busier, move away, or simply fade from your routine. Before you know it, your world gets quieter, and you find yourself spending days without much conversation. What many don't realize is that loneliness isn't just about feeling a little sad. It can actually harm your heart, cloud your memory, and increase your risk of health problems like depression and even dementia. Your mind and your spirit need connection just as much as your body needs food and water. I once worked with Margaret, a 69-year-old woman from Denver. She used to host family dinners every Sunday, but as her kids moved out of state and her husband passed away, those Sundays became quieter. She told me it felt like the walls of her house got closer each week. She stopped going out, stopped calling friends, and started believing that no one really needed her anymore. But one afternoon, her neighbor Judy knocked on her door and invited her to a small knitting group at the community center. Margaret hesitated at first, but something inside her said to give it a try. That small step led to new friendships, laughter, and a feeling of belonging that she thought was long gone. It changed everything for her. What helps the most in times like these is taking the smallest possible step toward connection. Maybe it's picking up the phone today and calling a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, or saying yes to that invitation you've been putting off. Even a short walk in the park where you can exchange a smile or a hello with someone can start to open those doors again. Remember, your voice matters, and the world still needs your light. You're not forgotten, and you're not alone. Take that step. You might be surprised how many hearts are waiting to meet yours. Let me bring up something that sneaks into more lives than we like to admit: poor sleep. It starts so subtly. Maybe you stay up a little later watching TV or scrolling on your phone. Maybe you wake up several times at night and tell yourself it's just part of getting older. But over time, those broken nights and restless mornings build up. What most people don't realize is that poor sleep doesn't just make you tired. It affects your memory, your heart, your immune system, and even your mood. When your body can't fully rest and reset, it starts running on empty, and that takes a toll on every part of your health. I'll never forget Tom, a 77-year-old retired teacher from Arizona. Tom loved staying up late watching old sports games. He'd tell me, "It's the only quiet time I get." But every morning he felt sluggish, his blood pressure kept climbing, and his energy was nowhere to be found. When we finally talked about his sleep habits, it all started to make sense. We worked together to create a simple bedtime routine, turning off the TV an hour before bed, dimming the lights and listening to soft music instead. Within a few weeks, Tom started waking up feeling more clear-headed and steady on his feet. It wasn't magic. It was just giving his body the chance to rest the way it was designed to. One of the simplest ways to help your body sleep better is to set a regular bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends. Try turning off the TV and putting down your phone at least an hour before bed. Maybe sit with a book, listen to calming music, or just breathe quietly in your favorite chair. Good sleep is like planting seeds in your body that grow into energy, balance, and peace of mind. You deserve to wake up each day feeling steady and alive. Give yourself that gift tonight. You've earned it. Now let's talk about something many people forget about until it starts causing problems: drinking enough water. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But as we age, our sense of thirst gets weaker. You might not feel thirsty, but your body still needs water to keep everything running smoothly. Without it, your joints get stiff, your skin dries out, your energy drops, and even your memory can get a little foggy. Dehydration doesn't always feel like a dry mouth. Sometimes it just feels like being more tired than usual, or having headaches that seem to come out of nowhere. I remember working with Anne, a 72-year-old from Florida. She kept complaining about headaches, dry skin, and feeling dizzy when she stood up too fast. When I asked her how much water she drank each day, she laughed and said, "I guess I forget most of the time." We started small. Anne began keeping a water bottle on her kitchen counter where she could see it every day. She took little sips throughout the day, not forcing herself to drink too much at once. Within a couple of weeks, the headaches eased. Her energy picked up, and she even noticed her skin feeling better. It wasn't a big change, but it made a big difference. One of the easiest things you can do is keep a small bottle of water within reach, on the table, by your chair, or next to your bed. Take small sips throughout the day, even when you're not feeling thirsty. Your body will thank you in ways you might not expect. Water is life's quiet partner. It works in the background, helping every part of you feel more alive. So go ahead, take a sip right now. You deserve to feel refreshed and steady every single day. Let me share something I've seen over and over again: the slow fading of excitement for the future. It happens quietly. One day you wake up and realize you don't have anything to look forward to. You tell yourself you've done enough, or that dreams are for younger people. But here's the truth: our minds and hearts need purpose at any age. Without it, life starts to feel smaller, days blend together, and your spirit feels heavier. Your brain needs something to chase, something to enjoy, no matter how small or simple it may seem. I think of Robert, an 80-year-old retired mechanic from Kansas City. When I first met him, he told me every day felt the same. Wake up, watch TV, eat dinner, go to bed. He missed the feeling of building something, learning something new. One day, his daughter brought him a small potted plant and suggested he try gardening. At first, he shrugged it off, but he gave it a try. Before long, Robert turned a corner of his backyard into a little garden. He started waking up excited to check on his plants. He learned about roses, tomatoes, even herbs. His days felt full. Again, not because of something big, but because he had a reason to get up and move. One of the best things you can do for yourself is write down one small goal. Maybe it's learning to cook a new recipe, starting a puzzle, or growing a flower on your windowsill. It doesn't have to be big to bring your days back to life. Remember, life isn't over just because the calendar says you've reached a certain age. You have chapters left to write. You have mornings waiting for you. Start small and let yourself feel alive again. You're not done yet. I saved this one for last because it's something many people avoid without meaning to: keeping up with regular health checkups. I understand why. Nobody likes sitting in waiting rooms or hearing news they're not ready for. It's easy to tell yourself, if I feel fine, I must be fine. But here's the thing: some of the most dangerous health problems don't show up with obvious signs at first. High blood pressure, heart disease, certain cancers, They can sit quietly in the background until they've already done damage. Regular checkups aren't about finding bad news. They're about catching little problems before they grow into big ones. I remember Dolores, a 66-year-old retired librarian from Seattle. She used to tell me she hated going to the doctor because she didn't want to hear something scary. But after feeling short of breath one day, she finally agreed to go. It turned out her heart wasn't working as well as it should, but because they caught it early, her doctor was able to help her manage it with simple treatments and lifestyle changes. Dolores later told me she wished she hadn't waited so long. She felt like she got her life back, not just her health. One of the kindest things you can do for yourself is schedule a simple health checkup this month. Just a basic visit to your doctor to check your blood pressure, heart, and overall health. You don't have to do it all at once. Just take that first step. Your life is worth protecting, and your body deserves care. You've taken care of others for so long. Now it's time to care for yourself with the same kindness. You are worth every moment of attention you give your health. If even one of these reminders spoke to your heart today, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Let me know what stood out or what you're ready to try. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe and tap that little bell so you won't miss what's coming next. Remember, you are not alone. You are stronger than you think. And life? It's still here, reaching out its hand, waiting for you to hold on tight.